What is happening, YouTube? Vector here, back again on a misty autumnal day, heading back over to Plymouth for what seems like the 4th or 5th time in like 2 weeks. I'm like a commuter. It's outrageous. But yeah, we're off for a good reason today, exciting reason. So you might be able to see it's a little bit lighter on the front of the bike here. Well, I mentioned in my recent group ride video with my friends on the Harley and the Buell, but I've recently had the fairing cowl, the headlight cowl off, and that's getting some work done. I've had this bike for what, a little over a year now, sort of a year and a quarter, year and a half maybe. Got to stop being like it. And it's been great. I've absolutely loved it still. Now, if you remember a while back, I made a video talking about planned mods for this bike, things that have been done to it, things that are going to be done to it. And this bike, this road is getting bumpier and bumpier, and you can hear that in my voice. I sound okay. Yeah, all these planned mods, and to be honest, I've not really done many of them yet because just everything's expensive for the Magna in this country, and parts are fairly limited availability. So a lot of stuff I want to do, like the exhaust and like crash bars, highway pegs, like a lot of it is waiting on me finding cheap parts or finding another Magna for sale locally that I could scavenge from. It's planned, but it's not quite happened yet for most of it. Also, I don't earn a great deal of money, as you know. I've also recently had a pay cut at work, which is great. Well, not officially a pay cut, but we've lost a perk that was increasing pay while also not receiving pay rises this year, not even like the annual progression ones, which is great. So I'm not at all salty about that, but we'll gloss over that. But yeah, it's I like seeing progress with my bikes. I like seeing mods happening, and I save all the photos of all my bikes, sort of just always. I've got no hard drive space as a result because I've got so many photos and stuff. But one of the nice things about that is I can click through my folder structure and I can watch the bike progress. I can go, oh, that's how it was when I first got it, and it was sort of effectively stock in quotes, like stock for me. And then like a couple of months later, oh, there's when I got that top box and that rack, or there's when I got that exhaust. And it's nice seeing the bikes grow and become more personal to me, and I like having my own touch on the bikes. It doesn't have to mean a big, like, fully unique custom, but just looking at it and going, I did that bike is slightly different because I've owned it. So I've been thinking about mods that I can do, mods over the winter, mods that wouldn't have the bike out of action for ages as well, because I didn't want to have to leave the bike somewhere or do anything that would prevent me riding it. And yeah, that brought me to the fairing, the headlight cowl. So that headlight cowl, which is actually it's a Honda part. I was asked that in a video recently. It's a Honda OEM part. I believe, I've not got the full story, I believe it was like a special edition Magna, and it was only a couple of years, so it was kind of like a factory plus, but like an official option. Not 100% on that, but I do know is they are very rare. They're a very rare loot, and they're very hard to get hold of now. But I really like it. It's it does make the bike more buffety and more windy, so it's arguably makes it worse, but it looks great. I like how it looks. I like the practicality of having a little cubby above my dials. It shelters my sat nav and stuff, but also I can bung my gloves in there when I pull up somewhere and stuff like that, so I like having it. Now, the cowl was bought by the bike's previous owner, which is my friend the Road Warrior 96. Check him out as well. The cowl was silver originally. Now, he had the cowl painted yellow to match the rest of the bike, but unfortunately I believe he / the paint shop went off paint codes rather than visual matching. So they went off like, you know, a 90s Honda yellow or whatever, like. But this is not a 90s Honda yellow. This is not an official colour. It's also not the original colour. It was actually purple originally. Fun fact. I saw that in the paperwork. I've not seen it. I don't know if it was the solid purple or if it was. They did quite a nice purple two-tone where it's like purple and white, and they look really nice. I'm not a big fan of purple as a colour, but they are a nice design at least. But yeah, this is not an official Honda yellow. And what that meant was, when he got the cowl back, after spending quite a lot of money on it, by the way, like almost 2.5, 3 times more than I've spent on mine, and that was a few years ago now, like before cost of living put all the prices up for everything. So he paid quite a lot, and it was just completely the wrong shade, apparently. I actually never saw it in that yellow. I've not even seen pictures of it in that yellow. I don't think he took any because he just hated it so much. But yeah, from what I've heard, he put it on the bike. The colour match was just completely off, which is an issue he keeps having actually, because he had that issue with his monkey bike as well, when he had the fairing on that painted yellow, or ordered it in yellow, excuse me, and then it was just completely off, so they had to resend him one. But yeah, it was completely off, so he just sort of went, oh, screw it, and just rattle canned the whole thing black. And that was how I got it. Now, when I saw it in pictures, I actually thought I thought I wouldn't like it. I thought I'd just run without it until such a time as I could get it changed. Actually, when I saw it in person, I didn't mind it, it was fine. And particularly when I added those, I'll put a picture up on screen in case you're not familiar with the bike on the channel. When I put those yellow Honda logos on the side of the fairing, that really like tied it together. Suddenly it didn't look like just a sort of afterthought. I know, like, when people do like black bonnets or like exposed carbon and stuff like that on cars and bikes, and it just looks a bit gash, like it just looks like they've not really tried. Or when they put like wheel arches and they've not bothered getting them painted or blended. Don't like it. Yeah, it just looks a bit sort of stuck on for the sake of it, or cheap, you know. Yeah, the Honda logo, just the yellow on the stickers actually matched the yellow of the bike really nicely. It's quite fluke more than anything, but it tied all together. It made it a lot nicer, and that's how I've run it for this entire like year and a half or so. But you can probably see where this is going. I have finally bitten the bullet. I've gone to my normal garage in Plymouth because he has some links for some paint shops and so on, and yeah, we have in theory a nice yellow. You're not crossing the road there, are you, sweetheart? Oh, that's an accident waiting to happen. Yeah, in theory we've got a lovely yellow cowl waiting for me, and I'm very excited. So I've got in my backpack the brackets and the windscreen, and I'm actually going to ride over, fit them, and then ride home with it, in theory. And yeah, I'm very excited. So I've gone for a colour match, so I gave them also the side panel, missing one side panel at the moment, and they should be able to scan that and colour match off it, and in theory it will be a lovely 1-for-1 yellow match. And I think it's going to look great, because the black is fine, but one of the issues I had with it is, A, from the front you sort of don't get the full impact of the yellow. Like, I quite like that it's yellow, I like that it's vibrant and kind of summery and like energetic, and it stands out. Like, you don't see a lot of yellow bikes these days. Most of them are sort of a little bit older. It's nice that it pops so much, particularly in like a row of bikes at a bike meet. You really stand out with it. But from the front you don't, because it's got this black fairing. You don't see much of the front mudguard from the front. So having that big splash of yellow at the front, I think it's going to be really good. It will glow as well, because obviously the headlight's going to go through it, and that will glow the inside of the fairing dish. So that'll look pretty good. And also, when I'm taking photos from the side as well, an issue I find is when I'm taking, particularly like a complex background like this, sort of bushes or trees or whatever, the yellow pops really, really nicely against the background because it's so vibrant, and the chrome pops really nicely against the background. But then the cowl just sort of disappears, and you don't get the full impact. You lose the silhouette, you lose the visual impact of what that part is. And like I say, it's a very rare part, so I do actually want to sort of big that part up and make it a very conscious part of the bike's design. I'm going to decide when I see it whether or not I smoke the screen, because it's got a clear screen currently, which looks good with the black, but with the yellow I might want to bring a little bit of black into it, and maybe do a little tint on that, just like a removable tint film on the inside or something. So we will see. I've got black stickers, so those yellow stickers I had before, I've got just solid black versions of those, so they'll go onto the fairing. Now I was trying to get the rest of the decals, because this bike has no decals at the moment. I don't like either of the stock decals. There's one of them that's quite American, it's quite sort of garish, and I don't know. it looks a bit tacky, shall we say. Go on, you can do it. And it doesn't suit the bike at all for me. And the Japanese one does. It's quite sleek and quite, you know, crisp, but it's in silver, and I don't think it's going to have enough contrast against the yellow. And also they're like £100 for a set of two, like I'm not even joking. And I'm not paying £100 for a pair of stickers, because they're stickers, and also because this tank needs to be repainted at some point, so there's no point me spending like money on it now, because they're gonna have to peel off and be replaced at some point anyway. So yeah, I was trying to get some stickers made up. I've made up some PNGs of just like the stock tank decals, these sleek Japanese ones, but in solid black, and then also a 750 for the side panels and a V4 for my little chrome kidney things here, like the airboxes. And I was hoping to get those in time for this, so I could do it all as one like reveal, but just not been able to. No one seems to be making, like back in the day when I started motovlogging and stuff, like everyone was doing vinyl stuff because that was the new thing. So everyone had a vinyl cutter, and everyone was like, you could get your Instagram handle for your car and your bike and custom stickers and all the rest of it. Like, everyone was doing it, and just no one is now. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go to an actual business. I think I do have some potential options there. Might have an into a dirt bike graphics business over in Saltash, which could be a win. We'll see how that goes. But for the time being, it's just going to be the black Honda logos for the cowl, and the rest will have to wait until I can get some stuff made up. But yeah, so it should look good. So you don't need to see me crawling through this average speed camera, and you've seen the rest of the way anyway. So I'll catch up with you probably at or leaving the garage, hopefully with my new fairing. Let's go. Alright, here we are approaching the garage at last. A little bit of traffic there on the way in, but this is us. I almost overshot it there. Yeah, Miller's Court, down here on the left. We're down by the ferry port, and we're over there, Cook Motorcycles. It's my go-to when I was in Plymouth before I left, and it still is. He is great. Alright, let's see what he's got for me. Oh, briefly, let me show you this. Old Triumph. This belongs to one of his friends. I love this thing, it's so nice. And here it is. Look how cool that looks. Yeah, it is done. So I got it through Cook's. The painters were actually these guys, John Card Accident Repair. They worked sort of liaised through my own garage. Yeah, it looks great. It's absolutely great. I'm gonna get on the road because I'm sweating. Just to walk over to Union Street. Yeah, absolutely exceptional job they've done with this. They've done such a nice job. So we've got the yellow on the outside. I asked actually, which more or less on a whim, to keep the black on the inside because I thought it would make a nice background for the clocks. And I was like, you know, if it's going to cost a bunch more for like masking and, you know, extra faffage, then by all means just, you know, do the whole thing yellow, that's fine. But they've kept it, and they've done a really nice like 1 centimetre border around the bottom and a little bit thinner at the top. And it looks in business. It looks so good. And they've kept me, they've got like a foam sort of windbreak thing in the middle. They've kept that. Oh, it looks fantastic. I can't wait to get the decals on it as well. I am thinking I might tint this screen now. I did mention that. Just get a little bit of like stick-on tint. I don't want to do anything permanent. I don't want to do the spray paint stuff. So like I say, it is a rare item, this. But yeah, maybe a little tint just to bring a little bit of the dark back in, a little bit of the black and the yellow. It looks sick. Like, it looks so good. Just open. It's bright from the front. It's bright from the side. It makes a real statement piece out of the part of the bike. Very, very happy with that. But yeah, so I stop at these lights. I'm going to end that video here. I'll show you some more pictures once I've got the decals on. I'll go out and just snap a couple. But until then, yeah, very happy with that. It looks the biz. And I can't wait to show my friend now that his vision is fulfilled. It's going to be great. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.